Assalamu alaikum and very warm welcome to 101 Incredible Women CEOs of Pakistan. Today we have the honor to speak with Nadira Sohail Qureshi. She is the CEO of Nisa Sultan. आइए इनसे मिलते हैं. Assalamu alaikum Nadira.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
So you are running your business successfully. So tell us
Yes.
something about it, your journey. How did you start it, and what was the idea behind it? Because Turkish cuisine, it's difficult and different in Pakistan.
It is indeed. So we were actually the pioneers in Turkish cuisine in Pakistan. We started it back in 2010. The way this whole business started was that it was my mother's idea. Well, our mutual idea, you can say. But the purpose of Nisa Sultan was to keep me occupied and busy after my marriage, to be useful. So we initially started with a very small branch of 980 square feet, maximum 5 to 6 tables in MM Alam Road, Gulberg, Lahore. So Alhamdulillah, now after 12, 13 years,
You have 6 branches.
we have the 7th one is coming up now.
Okay, wow,
Thank
congratulations.
you very much. Yes. So the plan was never to, become so big. The plan was to do something of passion and something which is close to our heart because we ourselves are from Turkey.
Okay.
So we thought that we should bring a little bit of our love and culture into Pakistan because even though I've been raised in Pakistan, we've been in Pakistan since 1995, but otherwise we are from Turkey. So I thought that it is absolutely mandatory to combine the both, our culture, our blood with Pakistan, where I have been brought up. Pakistan is my home now. So I said, let's connect both the homes and make a business out of it. And Alhamdulillah, the journey has been a very interesting journey, not an easy one. It has been a challenging one. But if you would have asked me in 2010 when we started the business that Nadira, one day after a couple of years you'll be having 7 branches, I would have probably laughed at it because it was very difficult at that point
time.
to imagine that this is where ultimately we would reach. But I guess the reason why we reached here is because of course, number one, the love and passion for the business, for what you do, and the love and passion to grow as an individual. And, it's not just about growing financially. It's about growing as an individual, challenging yourself, seeing how far you can take it as a human being. So I think that was the main thing that ultimately has, Alhamdulillah, made me reach this point.
So from the small place to 7 branches.
Yes.
So it would be a difficult and challenging journey.
Yes, as I
So
said.
what challenges you faced?
Oh, there were numerous challenges, numerous. The very first challenge was, as I said, that we were the pioneers in Turkish cuisine. So back in 2010, I feel that the exposure of people was not so much. So when we had started this Turkish cuisine, people introducing this to the public was a bit difficult because the taste palette was different. And our Turkish food is completely different from Pakistani food. So the first challenge was to introduce this cuisine to the public in Pakistan and make them understand the taste and what it's supposed to be like, the originality of it, the authenticity of it. So that was challenge number one. Then, of course, side by side, the challenge with the HR, with training, because it's a foreign cuisine and you have to teach the local people. Obviously, yes, we had Turkish chefs, but you cannot keep all Turkish chefs. We have one main head chef who's Turkish now. Alhamdulillah, obviously the company has grown. So we have one main chef and multiple sous chefs. But at that time, only one branch could only obviously afford one international chef. So the challenge was HR, teaching the locals how to do the things as per your culture, your standard, to bring that taste. Then obviously as a woman in the business and a young woman, I was only 21 at that point. So there were numerous other challenges of knowing the rules and regulations with the government, taxes, registrations, authorities, so many things. So it was a learning process for me, literally from 0 to infinity. Infinity is the learning process. Your learning process never ends. So there were multiple challenges.
So who supported you?
Well, of course, my first support was my mother. That is no doubt. And after that, we had numerous people who supported us. I feel in a journey, whether it's business or whether it's just your own personal growth, you can never be a self-made person. There are lots of other personalities around that create you as that person. Similarly, in a business, there are lots of other people who assist you, who help you, who mentor you, who teach you, maybe sometimes wrong teachings, correct teachings, but from everything you ultimately learn.
Learn something.
Yes, so
Right.
there have been lots of people.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are your plans, your future plans?
Well, my future plans.
Your future business plans.
My future business plans are that I am aiming to, inshallah, take now Nisa Sultan nationwide.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. If
All
you would
the
have
best.
asked me years back, that wouldn't have ever been in the plan. But now we're planning to take it nationwide. And eventually, once Nisa reaches a certain point, then obviously to explore other opportunities in life. As I said, your growth never ends. But ultimately, my dream as a human being is that once my businesses are set and all of, that journey is done, I want to get into welfare work eventually in life.
Oh,
So hopefully that time will come soon too.
so inshallah.
Yes.
So, एक funny सा question आया मेरे mind में.
Sure.
In 2019 or I guess 20 during COVID, Turkish play बहुत लोग देख रहे थे.
बिल्कुल.
अर्तुगरुल गाजी.
Yes.
तो क्या उस प्ले का पाकिस्तान में टेलीकास्ट होने के बाद आपके रेस्टोरेंट में ज़्यादा लोग आने लगे?
Bilkul. That's part of the awareness. That is part of the awareness. Even when we started in the beginning years, there was another show which was popular. I think, if I'm not wrong, the name was Mera Sultan.
Yes, that was Mera
Yes,
Sultan.
so it started from there, I believe, and obviously all these shows and all this was an addition to the awareness, because a lot of, I remember, people were literally hooked on those shows. So Zahire, it was beneficial for us, because imagine if you're sitting at home and you're watching a Turkish show, तो फिर उसके बाद आपके mind में Nisa Sultan तो
Nisa
आएगा.
Sultan आएगा.
So I think yes, it was beneficial.
So आप क्या message देना चाहेंगी? Your message for the youth. So as a very young CEO, आप क्या message होगा for youth के business में आए, food business?
My message to the youth, regardless whether it's food business or anything else, my message to the youth would be, do not fear. Number one, you have to fight your fears. The moment you fight your fears, you will be able to gain that power to be able to achieve things. Agar aap, for example, in my journey, when I was having a difficult time, initial few years were very difficult, and there were actually days when I would think to myself, will it ever be a success? Maybe there were actually days when I would think I'm going to shut it down. I'm tired and everything. So there was one incident that I'll share with you, which was basically the trigger point of my success in my life. So I was speaking to my mother on the phone, and I called her, and she was in Turkey at that time, and I said, Mom, it's so difficult, it's not working, I don't know how I'm going to manage these, and it's affecting my health, because I was, really worried about things. So what am I supposed to do? So my mother's response to me was that, my love, if it's affecting your health, then just go tomorrow, take the keys and lock it and shut it, and that's all, because nothing is more valuable than your health. So when my mom gave me that response, and I said, Acha, it's that easy to just go and lock and shut something and wind it up? So that fear that I constantly had within myself, that I might not succeed, because it was my mother's gift to me, you can say, and I might flop my mother's investment, and there were more fears than actual plans and hope for success. So that day when my fear finished, that was the beginning of me climbing up the ladder.
Wonderful.
So my message to the youth is, do not be scared, do not fear. Have faith in yourself.
Do whatever you want to
do whatever it takes for you to do. You may fail a couple of times, but that's all part of the process.
Right, so true. Thank you so much, Nadira. आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगा. And thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.